So Dan Fraga has upset and infuriated the Puritans because he's successful and because he's announced that he's ComicsGate. It's never any surprise because they always harp on people like Dan Fraga for literally no reason. It's always absurd, and every time the Puritans do it, they always epically fail. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So Dan Fraga announced he was ComicsGate, and everybody knows how that goes. Of course, the Puritans, start screaming, "Ray!" And then, of course, what do? They go and attack people, calling them ist and phobes and everything that they can. Dan Fraga, he's a cool dude, I gotta say. He's definitely a very talented individual, and I like Dan Fraga. And, of course, he has just recently, over the weekend, I think it was on Saturday, he has now started his campaign for his Black Flag comic, which, it looks awesome. I gotta say. Looks great. And the thing about Dan Fraga, if you were to look at his Twitter, if you were to look at what he talks about, well, he talks about comics, he talks about supporting other creators in ComicsGate, he talks about excellent art. He talks about things that a comic book creator should be talking about if you were to follow them. He talks about some excellent stuff that fans could relate to and also very well enjoy. Not only that, but he also respects the fans. Something that a comic book professional should be doing, right? But of course, leave it to the industry, to not do that. Because as time has gone on, we've constantly seen the comic book industry, we've seen a lot of them just attack us comic book fans, call us ist, call us phobes, whatever they can to insult the fans if they don't agree with their comics. And all that they do in the industry, well, they push their agendas, and they destroy characters that people have loved for decades. And nobody wants to see the filth that Marvel has been doing, or DC, or, any of the industry has been doing. And, Dan Fraga, he proves that he respects both his peers and the fans. Look at this tweet. "You are very kind. Being and doing your best is what I admire in people." And that's great. That's how comic book pros should be. Dan Fraga is a very respectful person. And then, as usual, when someone comes out as ComicsGate, well, what do the pros and the Puritans do? Go and attack people like Dan Fraga and Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin, Richard C. Meyer, and anyone else that has announced their ComicsGate. They go and attack them and call them ist and phobes, trying to cancel them. It's how it always works. And Dan Fraga, in his own video that he stated on Twitter in this tweet, he stated that people that were his closest friends, some of them betrayed him because he was ComicsGate, and calling him a cuck, calling him many other names that were obviously not very good. And this is what always happens within the industry. So, there were people on Twitter that were attacking Dan Fraga, saying things like, "Dan Fraga is an effing idiot who openly sides with the abusive ComicsGate, and it's disappointing to see Dynamite Comics promoting his work. I love Dynamite a lot. They're a great company, but this is not good." This is what they always do. They always try to go and cancel anybody that is against whatever they think. And of course, since this person right here is against ComicsGate, what is it they do? They start making fun of Dan Fraga, trying to make up lies about him, as well as making up lies about ComicsGate. It's what they always resort to every single time, always calling people ist and phobes that are a part of ComicsGate, always attacking creators that are part of ComicsGate. That's what they always do whenever, it's just a way to try to ruin them. This is the tweets that this person say. "Dan Fraga sings the same sad ComicsGate song about how you can't make sexy comics anymore. This is such utter and complete BS and so obviously untrue. I don't understand how anyone could be stupid enough to fall for it." How in the world is anyone at ComicsGate wrong? They're trying to make good, entertaining comics that the industry itself fails at doing now. Every once in a while there's a good comic, but for every one good comic, there's like 10 to 20 more terrible ones coming out in the industry now. It's how it is. The industry is fallen apart, it's collapsed, and it's continuing to do so, and people are not happy with the industry. But of course, people like this have to try to bring down, people like ComicsGate. It's ridiculous.
I unshamedly like cheesecake and beefcake in comics. I think there's always room for sexy people, ridiculous costumes. Hell yeah, bring it on!
I mean, yeah, everybody likes what comic book heroes look like. I mean, everybody thinks that they're interesting and cool from what they used to look like, about 10, 20 years ago. I mean, the modern stuff looks like trash, though. I mean, everybody can willingly admit it. I mean, New Warriors, look at that garbage. that is, you want to talk about a dumpster fire, that's exactly what that is.
I love Frank Cho, I love J. Scott Campbell. I totally understand why some people don't like them, and that is absolutely fine. We don't all have to like the same thing. Totally acceptable.
And you look at J. Scott Campbell, he's the guy who says you can cancel him if you want. Where are their organs? That's an actual statement from J. Scott Campbell, by the way. And you want to talk about comics looking good? Look at Marvel and DC and their comics now. They look like trash. I mean, seriously. When you look at these books and you think, oh, well, yeah, this looks great, and then you start to look inside of them past the cover, they look like a hot dumpster fire. I mean, it looks bad. The art is terrible. It's just awful. It's a mess. It really is.
The problem comes, I think, when there is only beefcake and cheesecake, or that there can't be any at all. In my comics world, these are totally valid interpretations of Captain Marvel. Both have a place.
Oh, yeah, because Captain Marvel, not like she isn't a controversial character considering the terrible things her character has done within the comics of the recent decade. Good Lord, her character is awful. And, the movie didn't help her character, and nobody likes her. And Marvel wants to keep trying to make her the poster child. People don't like Captain Marvel. She's a horrible character. And, oh, Lord, just... nobody cares to see Captain Marvel. Nobody. Terrible character.
In short, anyone who says, I support ComicsGate because you can't draw a sexy woman in comics anymore is either 1, a complete and utter idiot, or 2, a filthy liar. Not sure which one Dan Fraga is, but pick your poison.
There's more to it than just that. I mean, seriously, the industry itself has been pushing their own political agenda into these comics. They have been ruining established characters. They have not made entertaining or fun stories that people can love and enjoy. They have made nothing but garbage. I mean, why do you think ComicsGate is here? Because they actually want to make good, entertaining stories that people can love, fascinating and wonderful characters that people can enjoy. That's exactly what they're doing. Great action, great storytelling. That's the entire point of ComicsGate. It's more than just one thing. And yeah, of course, they want to make attractive characters for people to enjoy. But the biggest thing is they're trying to make good entertainment for all of us comic book fans to love and enjoy. That's the entire point. It's more than just one little thing.
3, looking for an external excuse as to why their career has plateaued.
I don't know about that. If you look at all these indie creators, they're doing really good if you had to ask me. This is why they're getting rich, because they know what the fans want, and they're delivering that. They're listening to the fans, and they are delivering. As to where the industry itself, what are they doing? What are Marvel and DC and others in the industry doing? They are just attacking the fans. They are attacking the very people that they should be making the comics for. I mean, take a look at this tweet. Remember, ComicsGate, according to Donnie Cates, if you think the New Warriors book looks like absolute trash, you're a hateful bigot. Cates calls all 150,000 people who click dislike on the promo video bigots. In his view, that's the only reason they don't like it. People don't like it because it's terrible. That's why people don't like it. It's so cringeworthy, it's horrible.
Okay, I deleted the original tweet in this thread. My intent was to make fun of all the bigots of people making hateful comments towards the book. But obviously my intent doesn't matter if my word was hurtful to my friends and fans. Apologies, guys.
Yeah, this is what they do. This is exactly what they do. They attack the fans because they don't agree with their politics. They attack the fans that think that the books are trash nowadays, and they don't respect them. They do not respect the fans at all whatsoever. And that's what everybody remembers about this, is that comic book fans don't want to be called these things, especially because that's not what they are, but that's the way that the industry treats people. They treat people that are comic book fans like us just like this. And it is frustrating.
People who think it's a cool time to jump into threads about positivity during hard times with the express intent on being an a-hole or shitting on your book or the end of your jobs are literal scum. I know life is hard and I truly hope you and your family are safe. But from the bottom of my heart and with the deepest sincerity, F every single one of you. Wash your hands, take care of your families, be healthy, stay inside, and with all your newfound free time, get effed. Thanks. Much love.
Yeah, because this is exactly how comic book fans want to be talked to, right? I mean, this is why people are walking away from supporting the industry, because people like Donny Cates say these terrible, horrible things to comic book fans, because they treat us fans like actual garbage. That's exactly what they do, and this is how they view us. And here's the thing, speaking of New Warriors, how is that doing? Oh, that's right, it's at 219,000 dislikes as of the recording of this video. I mean, seriously, this shows people don't like the book. It's not any of the reasons that Donny Cates stated, it's because it looks absolutely terrible. I mean, the characters, Snowflake and Safe Space, are you kidding me? This is just, it's so terrible. Nobody wants this hot garbage, and nobody will ever support this hot garbage. I mean, this is why Marvel just recently furloughed a bunch of employees. I mean, look at other people like Heather Antos, for example.
To those people in my feed telling me that comics is a cushy job for the entitled critic, you should not be more wrong. No one pursues comics for some big payback. Like, so many people in comics work multiple jobs at the same time to make ends meet, pushing 60 to 80 hours a week for very little pay, literally breaking their bodies without guaranteed health coverage. The only thing entitled are the fans who treat the people who put their hearts and souls into their work like they owe them.
I mean, this is stuff that turns people off to buying your comics. Heather Antos, also someone who falls asleep at her desk job, by the way, who, for the most part, just sleeps. That's it. What do you give people, Heather? You don't give them nothing. You just give them trash. That's all you do, and you make fun of fans. That's all you do. That's all you ever do. And then, of course, why do you think people aren't feeling bad for the whole pencils down issue? Because of people like this. I mean, look at G. Willow Wilson.
Just got the first of the dreaded pencils down emails. I imagine there will be more. It was inevitable after the store closures and Diamond announcement. Sending love to all my comics people, artists, writers, retailers, editors, fans. This really sucks.
And people don't feel bad for people like G. Willow Wilson. They don't feel bad for these frauds. They don't. Because all they've done is attack the fans and deliver trash. That's it. This is why the industry collapsed. This is why it fell. Because all they ever did was make books that didn't sell, that sat on racks, and that just did absolutely nothing for making money, and then making stores just completely have to close. I mean, they are sitting over here making comic book stores just completely collapse. And this is why people like Dan Fraga are successful. Ethan Van Sciver are successful. Richard C. Meyer, John Malin, and I could go on. Because they tried to make good, entertaining comics without any politics or anything being shoved in there. They just tried to make good stuff that people would love. And that's exactly what the industry should have been doing all these years, instead of hiring frauds that force in their politics, that attack the fans and other creators or anyone that disagrees with them. But instead, had they been making good, entertaining comics, this never would have happened. Comic book stores would never be closing their doors because of poor sales, and the industry itself wouldn't have been collapsing like it is. But they have no one to blame but themselves. But be sure to support Dan Fraga. Fraga Boom's Black Flag Pineapple Perception comic. This is his comic that he has made. You have 26 days to get a copy. It is raised up to $81,697 with 964 backers as of the recording of this video. So be sure to support Dan Fraga. The link is in the description down below if you want to go get his comics. So be sure to give Dan Fraga some support. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.